Now listen to this. Who is Elijah? We don't know. Where was he born? Maybe Tishba. He's called Tishbite. But by the way, let me say that word is very close to another Hebrew word which means a reformer. So nobody is sure whether it means Elijah the reformer or Elijah the guy from Tishba. All we know is that he is a Galilean. All we know is that the same spirit that was upon him was upon John the Baptist. All we know is that he heard from God. All we know is that he appeared on the scene like a cannon blast from heaven. All we know is that he had no beginning, and all we know is that he had no death. He was taken up into heaven like Enoch. All we know is that he was the explosive hand of God in a generation that had gone completely nuts with sin. All we know is nothing about him. I mean, who was he? Maybe he ran a hardware store in Tishba and prayed every day while he's sorting nuts and bolts. And one day God says, Elijah, go tell the king it will never rain again until I tell you to tell him otherwise. He's not a preacher. He's not a priest. He's not a rabbi. He's just this wild guy who bursts onto the stage of his nation, full grown, the fire of God beaming out of his eyes, afraid of nothing. Afraid of nothing. Now, he had his problems. The book of James said he had passions just like we do. He struggled with depression, as, by the way, let me say to you, many great servants of God who live very close to God also struggle with deep depression. Jeremiah also was given to deep, morbid depression. He struggled with doubt. But what he didn't struggle with was the fear of that king on that day to pronounce that word. I believe America has so thoroughly and so solidly lost her footing, slipped the ropes and drifted from the wharf so far out to sea that we are in danger of losing sight of the shoreline. But I also believe that from somewhere, from some corner, from some place, maybe from a multiplicity of places, God will raise up the voices of men and women, boys and little girls, who will mount to the stage of the history of this country and say, I stand before God, and I'm not afraid of anything that this generation can say or do to me. Thus saith the Lord, has disappeared from the land, but we shall hear it again. Let's pray.